Hey guys, what's up? This is Alan James with Epic Solutions, and I wanted to come to you today to talk about something that you need to be thinking about, and that is shopping for your shoppers with content. Get that. Shopping for your shoppers with content. Each and every business that we work with as of now and will ever work with, they offer two things. It's either a product or a service. A product or a service is important to be able to chart out, map out, and look at, because once you understand your own product, and that sounds simple, but a lot of times, and I think this is one of my favorite quotes from Albert Einstein, it's pretty popular, I've seen it in a lot of different ways, but it actually says that if you cannot explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Think about it. If you have a product or a service that you cannot put into words in a simple form, a simple fashion so people can understand it, either you are not able to communicate very well, which is possibly part of the problem, but also it's not something that you understand even yourself well enough to be able to provide it in a way that customers are interested or want to buy your product. So understand your product and service. I don't care if you created it. If you can't explain it in a simple manner, it's something that's not marketable. The product may be marketable, but you are not able to market yourself. So you have to get that under wraps. Now, once you have your product and your service down and you're able to explain it easily, clearly, and know, or try to come up with little analogies on the go, but you rehearse it and you have a simple way, you know exactly how you need to pitch it. Once you have that down, then it's important to target your audience. Now, an audience is important because the audience, number one, is where you get paid. But number two, an audience is who's going to benefit from the products or services that I offer. A lot of people get so excited, and I've been into certain stores, I've seen certain businesses, they say, look at this and look at this and this, and I have this, and we've been doing this for years. And you have to stop and you have to look and you say, okay, who's your audience? And they kind of sit back in their seat or they stand back in their stance and they have to think about it. Your audience should be your first thought. Who are you trying to market or sell this product to? You have to understand your audience. Understanding your audience, it takes time. It's not good enough just to be able to say, well, I've been doing it for years, so I've got it down. No, audiences change. The people that you market to when they're in their 30s, you have to remember a decade out from now, they're going to be in their 40s. The people that you marketed to who were single at one point, that customer is going to turn into possibly somebody who gets married, then they have children, and then 2 decades down the road, things change. So you have to have a business model that is a platform in which it can change and go with the duration of longevity. Now, understandingly, if someone has a product and they only want to reach one target audience, that works too. But even understand that one target audience, you have to get it down to where you know exactly who you're trying to sell to, who you're trying to market the product or service to. And once you get that down, the most important thing that I think as far as marketing, and I think a lot of people would agree with me, is the content. You have to have content that is not only relevant, but is interesting enough to capture and captivate someone's mind and bring them to your product. You can have business A and business B. They can both sell the exact same thing. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why somebody's going to choose B over A or vice versa. It could be who owns the store. It could be the relationship they have with the owner. It could be the cleanliness of the store or the setup of the store. That could be the prices. It could simply be because somebody's always went there, or this one was here before this one, so I've always went there. I'm not going to change. Or maybe they got mad at this store because this one thing went to the other. There's all these factors that tie in. But if you want to be creative enough and intriguing enough to really bring people in, you have to be able to create content. Content is something, one thing that I'm doing on my social media outlets is I'm really taking an approach to putting out a lot of positive information, a lot of encouraging things, maybe something that's a little bit challenging, and really I'm not having to do anything except put the content out, and I'm finding out the people who like what I put out are people who are already attracted to that certain genre or that certain topic. And this is one thing that, social media, and many of them have the hashtags. You're able to market even what kind of audience you're trying to reach out to. So that's good, but outside of even the hashtag, you have to remember content is used to attract people to your business, your product, your service. So remember, product or service, you got to get that and be able to clearly explain it. Then you have to understand your audience. And then once you understand your audience, then you can start working on content. Now, content's important because not only do you want something that's going to grab their attention, but you're going to want something that's educational, something that explains. Even right now, what I'm attempting to do is taking what knowledge that I have and I'm using in practical manners every day, and I'm taking this and I'm sharing it on this platform so you can see what I'm doing, and hopefully it either benefits you, interests you. Maybe you're like me. 3 years ago, I didn't know, but I was watching videos and reading books that I wasn't going to use for 3 years. And now here I am. So that's how education happens. It's a process by, gathering information, and then it comes a point or opportunity in which you can use that. That being said, product or service plus your audience plus your content is going to equal sales. And that's why business exists, unless you're a nonprofit. But even nonprofits have to have money, and they do fundraisers. And guess what? They have to market for their fundraisers. Everything's about marketing. Successful business plan has a marketing standard already in play. And that's what we offer to businesses. A lot of businesses haven't made that jump into 21st century modern technology, social media platforms, website platform. Being able to market and network for them in this way is not only beneficial to them, but it's a business that I can personally offer. We can offer through Epic Solutions. So doing all these things, it's important because you want to be able to reach out and shop for your shoppers with this content. So I hope that this is helpful. Product or service, learn your product, learn your service. Be able to explain it clearly. And then understand your audience. Know that your audience is going to change. Figure out, am I trying to stay with one audience, or am I trying to reach out to other kind of customers? Once you have that down, then you need to think about your content. What do I need to be producing that's going to draw people in and interest them? And knowing that this all of it hopefully leads to the sales and the numbers that you're wanting to generate. All these things come together. Shopping for shoppers content is the number one thing that if you're not doing it, you're not always thinking about what I have to offer, who's wanting to buy it, how am I going to share it with them through content, and what is it going to do to bring in sales. You've got to think about this every single day. Super important. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you keep up with us, subscribe, and I'm going to keep putting out stuff like this. If you have comments or maybe suggestions of things you would want me to do better or things that you would like to hear about, let me know. Appreciate it, guys. See ya.